Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another week on the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, you might as well hit the subscribe button there, and you'll be notified every time we publish a new video, which is once a week, 99.9% of the time. So as you can see, we're hedge cutting away here today, just doing a small bit of tidying up on two little fields here, and after this we'll be going doing some saw cutting. So maybe later on we'll film a bit of that, but anyway, that's what our task is this morning. Just tidy up this bit of ground and push back the hedges as much as possible, and yeah, leave it kind of respectable, because it's just recently been purchased and it was gone quite overgrown. So yeah, that's enough about that. Moving on from that, I suppose, look, we're coming into winter time now, and strange time of the year for our kind of business, I suppose, because you go from doing everything at 100 miles an hour to more of a relaxed pace, and all of a sudden it just hits like a ton of bricks, that everything is slowed down, and there's no crazy panic on about going cutting silage and all that kind of thing. Now, we still have some of that to do, but I'm just speaking for future. It look, it's all go, and then it just slows down within the space of a couple of days. So it's quite a strange feeling. But when the weather changes, it's like you flick a switch. Coming into this time of the year as well, you also have to do a bit of budgeting, because I suppose the majority, I don't want to say the majority, but it wouldn't be far off the majority of when you're at this kind of game, you collect most of your money you're owed this time of the year, and from now to Christmas really is when you'll be doing most of your money collecting. So you're going to have to budget yourself until next May. You know, you need to know what you need to keep money in the account and not go too mad. It's very easy when you have large sums of money there in your account, go crazy because you think, oh, it's there, but coming into the after Christmas then, things are pretty slack. So you just have to budget yourself for the rest of the year. So yeah, that's kind of what we'll be doing, I suppose. We'll be just giving a couple of nights sitting down and know where this few quid has to go and that few quid has to go, and what will be left to do this and what will be left to do that, and it's just all part of it really. But you get delusions with the whole wrong word there. You just get, I don't know, I'm not gonna say, I suppose the right expression is, you just get turned off a lot of the way agriculture in this country is being handled, and this environmental stuff is getting a bit out of hand really. I was reading an article there the other night where they imported peat from Latvia. There was a shipload of peat came in, and apparently so it's been stored in a bog in Westmeath. So they're importing peat from all the way across Europe, and it is just resting in a place where there is thousands of tons of peat already there. So I mean, there's a way more of an environmental impact to that than there would be harvesting the peat here. And also I see they're talking of electricity shortages throughout the winter because of basically they don't have enough power. They can't produce enough power now because they've closed down so many of these with power stations in the Midlands that were running off of peat and all that kind of thing. So it's really silly, the whole thing, to be honest with you, and it would just brown you off an awful lot. Look, I suppose in a way we're lucky. In other countries there's a lot more regulations and rules than we have, but it is totally ridiculous, and I'm afraid only worse it is going to get. So look, it's just something you have to live with, but every now and again it would get you down is the wrong expression, but it would just kind of annoy you. It would really, really annoy you. So I mean, we're all only trying to go out and make a living and do the best we can for ourselves and for everyone else. And at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Like, I'm not going out to do anything out of the way to the environment or any of that kind of thing. Like, so I don't know why so many rules and regulations are being pushed on people who, to be fair, vast majority of them that are very careful about what they do and not reckless in that aspect, but as always, it's the small minority that ruins it for everyone. So that's enough of rambling on about that. In other related news, I suppose, we are back at the Fordson Major. A lot of you will be absolutely delighted to know that. I know that kind of has a relatively fair enough old following on the channel, the Fordson Major. So I'll show it to you anyway, but I'll give you a quick debrief on it. Right, so basically, anyone who hasn't seen it or you have seen it, we'll do a quick recap. It was a 4-cylinder, we're fitting a 6-cylinder engine, and that 6-cylinder engine was in it now the last time you saw it. So I've my chassis rails on her now, and the engine mountings are done. The front pulley is back on it. Our radiator is in, but our cowling has to be moved slightly over because it would catch it, so there's a bit of work in that. But she's split now again because I wanted to get my clutch right, and that was the intention anyway, kind of get my mountings done, and basically the engine is able to sit now in the chassis, and the tractor was able to be split, so I can get my sump right now, and we can get everything else kind of on that side A1, do a bit of cleaning, do a bit of preparing, get that side of it, just the front half, sorry, just get the front half of it totally ready, and when she's joined back together now this time, this will be the last bit of engine splitting that'll have to go on, and then we have to split the gearbox from the back end because there's a gear broken in the gearbox of it, so that needs to be fixed too. And yeah, that'll be hurting. Look, if we can get a run of that, I'm trying my very best and giving a couple of hours there every night at it. So if I can get a run at it at all, we will shouldn't make too bad a progress at it. So yeah, look, I'll finish up this job and we'll go at the saw cut. Okay, so we're sawing here, and look, I'm trying to do it in one pass because the ground is a bit wet here, so normally I would be up and down, but I will just try and do this in the least amount of passes possible. So the customer wanted a saw cut, probably managed Flail on this, but like that, it will take an awful lot more passes to get it with the flail head. So it's very, very satisfying work, to be fair, because they real progress in it, but I don't really like working blind, which I'm doing at the minute. I like just taking a bit off and working with that bit because you just don't know what to be in these hedges a lot of the time. So yeah, look, I'll work away, I'll time lapse this, and it'll look pretty good, I think, if it's time lapsed. Okay, so I told you I'd show you the major, and here it is. Basically, we were split now again because I want to get my sump drilled out in the correct place, and I better change that guy. So we'll do all our engine related work now while we're here. The injector pump needs that plate there. It's going to be difficult enough to find it. I hope this will work. I'll just pop it. There's an oil gallery here, so I hope that'll work. I need to make up a plate here to cover this, and our radiator is just bolted in, but as I was telling you, our cowl needs to be over that far to let the fan spin. So look, I just have a cable tied to either side, so it'll kind of stay where I want it to be. Probably, maybe I might pop rivet on a small little sheet of stuff here, pop rivet it on here, and get the hose to line up at this side. At the other side, might do something the same. Our water hose is now at the wrong side, because it comes off the block at the other side, so that's a bit of an ordeal. And if you look these up, it's done all various different ways by different people, but like it's going to be difficult no matter what way you do it, because I don't know whether you can see there, but I'll just get a light. I know, I think it's the roadless tractors or the counties or something had somewhere around this, but like basically your water pipe is coming out there and it's down here and it goes into the red there, but I don't really know how we're going to get it to work around these pulleys, because it's very close to 3 of them. So I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking maybe just unbolting where the fan goes on and turning it up here and bringing it out, but it might look bad, so I'll be going to for a bit of inspiration on that one. Some of you may have noticed this has been welded along here, but that was done long before before this project started, so I'd assume it's not leaking there anywhere. So that's basically what has gone on. Our engine mount is fully done now and she's bolted in, and we'll have to take off our sump off again just to give it a right good clean, and that'll be the final bolting on of the sump. So getting there slowly but surely, but like I say, any day I can spend it now and getting a bit of time at it, so shouldn't be too long at the same time. So yeah, that's basically her now as she sits, and that is basically another week from me. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.